What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about stacking the silver coins, rounds, bars, but I also want to talk about, other than silver, what else am I stacking? But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance, it's more than appreciated. And don't forget, the 15% off discount code can be found on my Instagram page, which will also be linked in the description of this video. But today, I wanted to talk about what I'm stacking. Everything under the umbrella of money and fiat. What am I stacking when it comes to finances? And I talk a lot about silver. I talk a little bit about gold. I talk about a lot of different things, actually. And I want to spend the first half of this video talking about money, the precious metal, actual money, and then I want to spend the second half of the video talking about fiat currency and how I'm using it as a tool to help produce a little bit of passive income, which leads me to more free precious metal money. So first things first, let's talk about silver really quick. I'm going to run through this as quickly as possible because I've told the story a million times, but I've been stacking silver for a little under 2.5 years at this point. I started out with rounds, and then after maybe like 6 months or so, I moved on over to coins, 1 ounce pure silver coins. I just like the fact that they are government minted. I like the fact that they are recognizable, have the highest level of notoriety that there is. And I also diversified a little bit by getting a little bit of gold. I don't stack as much gold as I wish that I could. Gold is very, very expensive. And I view gold as the ultimate form of wealth preservation, but I view silver as the opportunity metal. It's just dirt cheap right now. You can get way more bang for your buck, and in my opinion and from my perspective, not a financial advisor, so nothing on my channel is financial advice, but I think it has the most room to grow and perform over time. And hopefully, if the gold to silver ratio gap closes in a little bit and I time it right and I get lucky, I'm able to convert some of that silver to gold. So I stack them both, primarily silver, just because it's so much easier for me to get my hands on. I can get large portions of it, but I do get a little bit of gold as well. Fractional gold. I do not pick up 1 ounce gold coins. I pick up fractional gold coins. I like those 10th ouncers. I like those 1/4 ouncers, even though the premium's a little bit higher. I view it as a little bit of a security expense just because I like the fact of not having to do transactions with large increments of gold. I'd rather do multiple small transactions, if that makes sense. So I view the slightly higher premium as an expense just for an extra layer of security. It's all personal preference. In addition to precious metals, I mean, there's also platinum and palladium. I do not stack platinum and palladium, but I do respect them as other forms of diversification. But other than the precious metals, I stack an industrial metal. I stack a little bit of copper. I do not spend my money on copper. I do not buy copper. I do not convert my dollars into copper. And sometimes people get a little bit bent out of shape when I talk about copper, which is why I'm excited to talk about copper. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's ruffling feathers. But I stack copper when it's free. Scrap copper, or I go through loose change and I'll look for 95% copper pennies and I'll just set them aside because technically, even though they're 1 cent face value, they're worth more than 1 cent. Not a lot, but I view copper as a form of wealth preservation on a micro level. And I'm all for diversification, so that's just what I do. But now, other than the metals, other than the precious metals, the industrial metals, other than the actual money, let's talk about currency really quick. I stack dollar bills mostly because they are a tool. Do I view it as money? No, I view it as a tool. I posted a video on my backup channel talking about whether I view cash as king or cash as trash. Not going to get into it. Go check out that video. It's only about 2 minutes long. It's definitely interesting. But I stack a little bit of cash, mostly for emergency purposes, as an emergency fund, just in case. There's a lot of people who comment on my videos saying that cash is absolutely meaningless, worthless, pointless, might as well throw it in the trash. I disagree, because I view it as a very useful tool. It can get you a lot of different places, it can get you a lot of different things. It's the system we were handed, and it's just the game that we're forced to play. So it does play a role, and it is important, but it does not in any way, shape, or form have any intrinsic value, nor do I see it as actual money. Leading into the next point in regards to currency, fiat, dollar bills, I don't want to say that I stack credit cards, but most people who know me, or at least the people who tune into my live streams, know that I consider myself to be a bit of a credit nerd. I love credit cards, and I enjoy getting the maximum amount of cash back as I could possibly get. I have different credit cards for different reasons. I have this card over here that gives me a higher % cash back on groceries. This one over here that gives me a higher % cash back on dining. This one over here, higher % cash back on my Amazon purchases, higher % cash back at gas stations. Different cards for different reasons. I figured, why only have one card that gives me decent cash back in one area when I can have a variety of cards and get a ton of cash back at a ton of different places while simultaneously building and bulking up my credit score, which is very important, by the way. And I got a comment on my live stream the other night saying, what's the point of having a high % cash back credit card when it has a high % interest rate? Very simple solution. Don't pay interest. Interest is optional. You do not need to pay interest. If you pay off your credit card in full on time before the due date, you do not need to pay interest. If you do not carry a balance, you don't pay interest. Simple solution. You can very easily go from saying that interest is a problem to interest was a problem. I've never in my life paid interest. Ever. Never paid a penny in interest. Never paid a late fee. Never paid an overdraft fee. Those are optional. You don't need to pay those. You do not need to get yourself into that headache. I use them as leverage. I use them to propel me in a better direction. I use them and I rack up a ton of cash back, which I can then take my own dollars given back to me for purchases that I was going to purchase anyway, and take those free dollars given back to me and convert them into actual money. And last but not least, I want to talk about stocks. Now, I am not in any way, shape, or form a big heavy hitter investor, nor am I overly involved in the stock market, but I do invest a little tiny bit, and in no way, shape, or form am I looking for massive growth. I'm not looking for enormous lump sum profits. I'm not looking for anything like that. I'm not one of those buy low, sell high type of people. I'm more of the mindset where it's buy now, sell never. I'm not looking to sell anything. I'm not looking to profit like that. I'm only investing in the well-established blue chip corporations that pay quarterly dividends. So I go for companies which I've talked about in the past. I talk about them during my live streams, but I like those because every 3 months you get a payment. And the way I see it, even if you're not getting a ton of money from the dividend payouts, even if it's $20, eventually $20 every 3 months will eventually pay off your initial investment. And at that point, anything that exceeds the initial investment is technically profit in a way. And plus, $20 every 3 months, you know what I see that as? A free ounce of silver. So those are my thoughts on actual money, and that is how I use currency as a tool, or at least that's how I'm trying to use currency as a tool. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not here to be agreed with, but those are my thoughts, and other than silver, that's what I'm stacking. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below when it comes to money and dollars. I'm not talking about the preps. I'm talking about the actual money, the currency, the fiat, the wealth preservation, the tools, financial tools that is. Let me know in the comment section down below. Other than silver, what are you stacking? If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also, subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. Link will be in the description. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, so help us out. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, other than silver, when it comes to money, when it comes to fiat, when it comes to dollars or investments, let me know in the comments section down below, other than silver, what are you stacking? Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.